I mean, really, like, one of the best parts about doing this show, obviously, is our listeners, because they're fucking awesome. Yeah. And whether it's, like, the support or just, like, mostly the support, just everything that they do for us is so good. They send us presents, but our Facebook group especially. Our Facebook group is, like, a highlight of my week.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
there's some good stuff in there.
There's some really good stuff. And as we're getting ready to record this, we're having a debate. One Mr. Ryan Barnes posted up a meme here about if a centaur had a dick, would it be like this or would it be like this?
Yeah.
Now, listening is not going to give you any context to this. So go to our Facebook group, look up the post, and there is quite a long thread in here over how a centaur dick would work.
But to paint a quick picture for listeners that maybe don't want to do that, the front dick where a human's modest penis might reside.
Yes.
And the back dick where a horse schlong of epic proportions most certainly does reside.
Those are the choices.
Yes. And
are they choices? Maybe you can have the best of both worlds.
Myself and some other listeners have said, why not both?
Here's the thing.
No.
You'd be shocked with the length of the debate we had before this pod.
Oh, yeah.
With Mark about missionary style, double dick, double vag centaur sex. Which is just unreasonable.
The bendability of the centaur.
The pliability of centaurs is not established, but I don't think that the right angle human torso to horse body could fucking endure the missionary position.
In the perfect world.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, this was not
dick centaurs
a
fuck
thing.
Missionary position. You have a really weird idea of perfect, dude.
Listen,
like maybe nobody goes hungry. There's a lot of things you could have worked on.
Yeah.
But in a perfect fucking world for Mark.
The genie shows up and is like, what do you wish for? Perfect bendability.
On two dick centaurs.
Oh, all right. I wasn't expecting that.
No, I don't need the other two wishes.
I thought you were going to say
made my
riches.
dreams come true. Yeah, whatever.
Riches.
Riches.
These are the big questions that need answering. We talked about centaurs, and the listeners brought it.
I know.
I love that they have gone deeper and more bizarre than we ever dreamed of, and that's what makes them just motherfucking brilliant.
Here's a quick glimpse of just the whole thread.
Holy fuck all.
It's going. It's still going. There's more. There's a lot there.
Yeah, people just can't.
I can't wait to read it.
They want to figure it out.
It is fascinating. Centaurs are the best. And I think I finally figured out how to say it, but I'm still not sure. I don't think I'll ever be 100% positive again.
On the centaur, the centaur.
It's centaur or centaur.
Yeah,
it's either one.
It's haunting now. We really fucked it up. I think everyone knew how to say it before we didn't.
We threw a dick in the works.
Yeah.
We threw a centaur dick in the works.
The monkey dick and the double centaur dick in the works.
Hello and welcome to the Kryptonaut Podcast. I am Mark Storrs, and with me as always is and
Rob Morphy.
Thank you all so very much for joining us. As mentioned, the Facebook group, check it out. It's on Facebook. It's called the Kryptonaut Podcast fan page. And that was posted again by Ryan Barnes. I'm just going to keep mentioning his name so that he'll just get out there that he's posting about two dick centaurs. So.
Sorry about your senatorial campaign.
I know.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, Congressman Barnes. No,
Nope,
never
sorry.
again. Mayor Barnes, fuck off.
Yeah,
one time in 2019. Talk about centaur dicks.
Oh, shit. So yeah, thank you all for everyone, and obviously post up there. It's great. It's fucking, this shit is so funny. It's hilarious. Hey, last week we talked in the beginning of the intro about Hellier season 2.
Yes.
So I am one episode away from the finale. My wife has prohibited me from watching it in the bedroom when we go to bed because she said that the people on the TV are screaming and I'm screaming. So they're yelling and I'm yelling.
You're yelling at the people yelling on the screen.
They're yelling, and I'm like, we talk about this kind of stuff. Yeah. Like, they get us. Huge shout out to Greg Newkirk. He sent us a bunch of early promo material. We're super, it's awesome that he sent that to us so that Rob and Chris can watch it.
Which we eventually might.
You guys will.
No,
yeah,
I will.
No.
I definitely will.
We all had a real fucked up week. But I got one more episode left. So Hellier.tv, check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. It's going to be hitting YouTube, I believe, the week that this comes out. So check it out there. But yeah, if you're into the shit that we talk about.
And clearly you fucking are.
Season 2 of Hellier hits so much weird, esoteric shit.
Yeah, the deep digs you were telling me about, and I won't mention any of them,
it's so dope.
Kind of brilliant.
It's so dope. And again, when my wife is like, Mark, you can no longer watch this because they're yelling and you're yelling.
Yeah,
exactly.
I can see that.
Yeah, and thankfully, the crying season is still going on because she's watching Christmas movies and crying. I'm watching them with her. I'm consoling her because that's what a good husband does. I got her to put the Christmas tree up a little bit early so that I could move the love seat into the basement where I can now watch Hellier on a sweet love seat by myself and yell in the basement alone.
Wow.
So we all win.
Completely healthy.
We all totally win.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
problems
I get
there.
it.
No, but I'm down there doing laundry too and yelling at the TV. So it's okay. It's good. So TeePublic, our website, where we sell our shit.
Is that Heller Space?
Hellerspace.com. I'm pointing to Rob. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
what the fuck
Yeah, I
is the
know.
name of
Yeah,
the
His
site?
hand is like 3 inches from space. He's like, what is it? Hell space. T-shirts. What are we doing? Where are we?
Fucking desperation.
I'm
in your eyes,
like-
I don't know what it is, Rob. Save me.
I got nervous.
It's
I'm like,
HellerFuckingSpace.com.
Hellerspace.com. You can check out there. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, crew necks, pins. We had a huge sale go on. We actually thank you all to everyone that purchased items. It's super
Absolutely.
dope. It's
You
super
guys
cool.
are the best. And we should have some more
We
new
are
stuff soon.
waiting on some new stuff to be popping up there soon, so check that out. And there's always monthly sales. Don't buy anything without a sale.
Oh, yeah.
Check that out.
Wait for the 35%.
So, yeah. I think that's it.
I think we can
that's
get
not
more
bad.
No,
to
it's not.
tonight's
We are.
topic.
Tonight, we're going to be going classic.
Vintage.
This brings me back to the days of AmericanMonsters.com.
One of the earliest articles I ever wrote.
We don't technically own the domain anymore.
We do not.
Due to some things. But
Sundry fuck-uppery, and
you-
the fact that we are really, for what we make up for with cryptozoology, we fucking diminish in business sense.
Speaking of which, we recently lost our Google AdSense account on Cryptopia.us, but that's okay because we don't need them.
You can shut up about that.
We don't need them.
I haven't been updating for a very good reason.
It's okay.
I don't know
That's
what that
fine.
is.
We don't need them. So anyway, if you visit
right.
AmericanMonsters.com, you will be forwarded to our website
Yes.
because I did a little bit of some back
Finagling.
alley magic there. A little bit of the old Apache programming, if you will. But this week we were talking about Trunko.
Trunko.
We are. Old school like an old fool.
Let's get started with, in the early decades of the 20th century, an isolated stretch of South African beach became the equivalent of box seats to one of the most amazing sea battles ever witnessed by human eyes.
Truth.
This spectacle was made all the more fantastic due to the fact that the foam churning conflict pitted two of nature's most malicious mammals against one of the weirdest critters ever put down on public record.
May I say, an
Man.
excellent job.
I felt that.
I did too.
I did. You saw some finagling I did there.
Yeah, but
I
you were
had to,
dynamic.
but I got it.
I believe
did
in
it.
every word you were saying.
So we're going back to monsters.
And what excites me about
Yeah.
this is the one and only time I was on Coast to Coast AM back in 2005, I think it was. I talked about a lot of different things. They had like this Chinese cryptid, and I took like questions from listeners, but the main thing they wanted to talk about was Trunko.
Yeah.
So even though, and I'm going to mention his name a lot in this article, Dr. Carl Schuker did a lot of the key research on this, and you know others that were out there. I felt really honored, and it was great. Obviously,
Totally.
I mean, it was a dream come true to be on Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
So Trunko is always going to have a special spot in my heart because it got me on Coast to Coast. Also because it's one of the fucking coolest cryptids ever. Period.
Totally.
And even though there's some debate about its authenticity, Trunko for life. from
All
this
right,
guy.
yeah, totally.
All right.
Yeah, totally.
And also, I have to say, it's one of the few places I was lucky enough to visit. I spent a lot of time in Port Shepstone, which was about maybe 10, 11 miles northwest of Margate Beach, where all this transpired. So I actually got to walk the beach. Now, obviously, many decades later and no evidence, but just to look out at the Indian Ocean and think to myself, motherfucker saw a Trunko there once.
Yeah.
Really made
Yeah,
my
right.
life.
There's literally you were at the seat of a giant monster battle.
I loved it. I can only just dream of what it must have been like, but I digressed enough. In the 21st century, the seaside resort town of Margate, which is located on the south coast of the KwaZulu-Natal region, is renowned for its miles of pristine beaches where tourists indulge in diving, surfing, and whale watching. But a century before, the locale was just a desolate stretch of sand whereupon a throng of observers bore witness to one of the most astonishing skirmishes in maritime history. On December 27th, 1924, readers of London's Daily Mail were treated to an odd headline, which read simply, "Fish like a polar bear." Yeah.
Oh boy,
Classic.
that is just not.
Yeah, that sets the old wheels churning in the mine hole.
Did I write this by any chance?
Did you write that? I'm sure you
How
were.
many dicks did this fish like polar bear have? It better be 7.
2 months later, on March 27th, 1925, the Charleroi Mail published an even more lurid headline, which read, "Whale slain by hairy monster."
That's the headline you want to read.
No, fish
is
like a
it-
polar bear. That's my go-to.
Yeah,
but
no, that's
whales
better.
slain
Yeah, no,
by
totally.
hairy monster.
You're
You're
right.
like, fuck yeah, dude.
Both articles would go on to regale its readers regarding a truly bizarre spectacle that had occurred on the shores of Margate Beach on October 25th, 1924. So we're in the Wayback Machine. What these awestruck individuals reported seeing was an incredible event which seems to have been culled straight out of a Godzilla movie. Although it would be another 3 decades before that particular atomic fire breather would wage its mighty melees on the silver screen. Yet, on that sunny afternoon of the day in question, eyewitnesses swore that a trio of colossal combatants waged an epic battle in the blood-frothed waves of the Indian Ocean. The beach-bound spectators stood transfixed as this War of the Titans raged for nearly 3 hours. Landowner Hugh Balance would later confirm that the bout was 2 against 1. The creatures fighting on the same side were a pair of vicious, yet readily recognizable, killer whales. But their opponent in the seaside fracas seemed not only to defy description, but the very rules of natural selection.
So we got like blackfish, 2 blackfishes fighting fucking
Killer whales versus
killer whales versus
X.
The wolves
yeah,
of the
versus
sea
what? Yeah.
versus X the unknown.
versus variable.
I don't want to
Yeah.
like talk shit on whales because they're important,
Yeah, of course.
but like, how do they fight?
Oh, they're pack hunters.
Snouts.
Do they
Is
just
it a
eat
snout?
shit?
Yeah, they'll hit. Oh my!
No, I mean,
how much do you know about killer whales outside of Marineland or the documentary Blackfish that made you sad?
I went to SeaWorld in Niagara Falls and felt terrible.
It's called Marineland.
Or
I went
Marineland,
there
sorry.
too.
I went
and
to
you were
Marineland.
young.
We all
and you
did.
loved it. You fucking loved it when you were young. Don't tell me you felt
Wait,
bad.
wait. Let me tell you this.
You weren't old enough to feel bad.
I wasn't
No.
old enough to feel bad. I
Neither
got
was
splashed
I.
by fucking Shamu, and it was one of the greatest
When
moments
I
of my
was-
life.
That's right.
I felt bad.
He
Later-
waved at me.
Yes, he did with his
we
flipper.
had a moment.
when I
eye contact.
Me and
when I
Shiloh.
was younger, I
Forever.
went there and loved it.
Of course.
When I brought my son there,
You felt like you were watching prisoners dance for your amusement, and you wanted to slit your own wrists.
I felt so terrible that we left the park early.
And you wept with them in the car.
There was Joe Rogan. Again, I'm going to shout out Joe Rogan here. He had an episode. There was a dude who was a trainer from there, and he had a whole thing, and I donated to his cause because, like, I felt terrible about it. I'm a sensitive person.
Yeah, well, all of us.
Dude,
I'm just saying.
loathe
once you grow
the
up and you
idea
realize
that it's bad.
It's
some
terrible.
things, you're like, oh,
It should be
fuck.
shut down.
When you see the size of those things and the containers are kept in, we're treading on old territory here. Of course it's awful.
It's
None
terrible.
of us support it. When I was fucking 5, the first time I went to Marineland, it was one of the greatest joys of my life.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I don't know anything about killer whales except that I feel sorry that they're in marine land.
They're pack hunters.
Okay.
They're found in Arctic waters mostly, though
Okay.
obviously off the coast
All
of
right.
South Africa as well. And really, they do call them the wolves of the sea. They hunt together.
Okay.
They will bludgeon them with their hard noses.
All right.
They will bite with their sharp teeth. They're very smart. They work together. Obviously, mammals, intelligent killers.
Okay.
Deadly
I'm
predators.
not. I wasn't sure how they would fight. Do they jump out of the water and crush it? Like, do they use their flippers and fucking slap you with it?
Oh my god.
I'm not.
You really?
I don't know
I
how
don't
fish
expect you to
work.
be a fucking marine. Oh my god, they're not fish.
I'm sorry, mammals. I
Jeez
don't know how mammals
Louise,
work.
dude. What can I do? I'm done. I'm done. I quit.
Continue.
No.
Don't quit.
Fish.
All right.
How do fish fight?
Continue. I don't know. It's a
Not
fish fight.
fish.
I don't know. All right, continue.
Oh, do you know what I found out? I'm going to digress briefly. Dolphin can't sleep. I just found that out yesterday. Because if they
What do they do?
sleep, they drown.
Exist in torment?
So they have to. Unlike human beings,
God,
it's
yeah.
not funny. It is
No,
funny.
I said exist in torment. I said exist in
It is
torment.
not
I know.
funny.
No, so
They're
seriously,
smart.
they
Wait a minute,
fucking- unlike human beings, they can't.
I do recall
we
this.
breathe without thinking.
Yeah, no, that's
they
the
need
deal.
to be conscious of every breath, obviously, because they're in the water.
Oh.
So they will drown if they fall asleep. And that is one of the reasons why they can never be put under for surgery, because if they have anesthetic,
They just stop
they
breathing.
drown in air or lack of air or
How do they-
whatever.
Because
You know-
the thing is closed.
Yeah,
it
I
just
don't
doesn't
know.
they
open.
just
Because they regulate their breathing consciously.
They just don't
Can you imagine
sleep?
having to be aware of every breath and you can never fully sleep?
You're gonna
as
give
you're
me-
in the
no,
ocean
no,
full
stop,
of
stop.
monsters that want to eat you.
You're
It's a
gonna give me a-
nightmare. It's like that goddamn Russian sleep experiment that
But
didn't
wait a
really
minute.
happen, but for real and with dolphins.
You're gonna give
But
me.
if your physiology doesn't make it that you need to sleep, then you don't.
You know what? You're trying to put frosting on a shit cake right
You're going to
there.
give me a panic
But you might
attack.
be right. I know.
can
I'm
feel
sorry.
a panic attack
clearly
coming.
I am because
I can't sleep now.
If there's not a biological imperative to sleep and they don't need to sleep, then
Then
you
maybe
don't.
they're all right.
You don't
You
need
know
to
what? Let's
sleep.
all believe Chris's thoughts
Yeah.
here.
All right.
Because you know
Well,
what? It's a better world to live in.
I'm still
because they're not
sad.
humans.
I'm
and,
still sad
like,
about
They're so close. They're our
marine land.
flipper
They are
human
close.
friends.
But if they don't need to sleep, then they don't need to sleep, and they evolved that way.
Okay, cool. I'm good for them. But
Dolphins have nothing to do with this story. I
Unless-
just had to share that.
Maybe
little
they're all crazy because they haven't slept in millennia.
Oh God!
oh god, oh god.
Stop!
All right, let's get back.
It's horrible. They're all psychopathic madmen.
Oh, no, they're the
just looking for a fucking nap.
They're all the
I
Jeffrey
know.
Dahmers of the sea. My
Oh
God.
my God! All right.
All right.
Let's get back on point.
Let's do it.
The very rules of natural selection are being broken by Animal X, known as
Okay.
Trunko.
Sweet.
We will continue.
Let's do it.
Okay. The mammoth unknown menace, which was initially dubbed the Margate Monster or Margate Sea Monster, but was affectionately rechristened Trunko by noted author and cryptozoologist Dr. Carl Schuker in his 1996 book, The Unexplained, was described as being a nearly 50-foot-long melange of three utterly disparate creatures. Hopefully all three could sleep.
Oh man!
Those who saw the creature, including Hugh Balance, whose view was enhanced with a pair of binoculars, swore that although it had no apparent head, they could distinctly see an elephantine trunk. Its long whale-like body then tapered off into a lobster-like tail, which it used to leap over 20 feet out of the water and whip at the orcas with brutal effectiveness.
It's doing like sea.
20 feet out of
20
the
feet
water.
out of
It's
the
doing
water.
like sea spin kicks.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
super jumps 20
It's
feet out
the
of
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
of cryptids.
Yeah.
I think you just redefined Trunko for a generation.
Fucking JCV, dude.
Oh
He's
my
there.
God.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
And he has a lobster whip that will fuck up an orca.
Okay.
Okay. And as if the ostensibly aquatic creature weren't already weird enough, you claimed that its entire hide was covered in a shaggy coat of white fur, which was reminiscent of a polar bear's pelt, leading some to conclude that Trunko might have been an unidentified species of marine mammal.
So he had like a hairy ass.
So he's got a lobster tail,
Okay.
a whale-like body, no head, a trunk,
a trunk
and fucking
and
white hair all
Oh,
over its body.
okay, all right.
Jumps 20 feet out of the fucking water,
Smacks
whips
the-
at the
fuck
whales
shit
with
up
its
like
super
a Street
lobster
Fighter
tail.
Super.
It's like, dude, it's like when you got someone in the corner and you're Chung-Li, you're done.
In short,
You
it is the
can't
most
fuck with me.
amazing cryptid
I don't
in the
even know
history
what I'm seeing.
of
It
cryptozoology.
It sounds kind of cool.
It's amazeballs.
Description's dope.
Okay.
As the hours wore on, the crowd of onlookers continued to increase until, despite all of Trunko's valiant efforts to fend off these cetacean carnivores, the three beasts submerged. Early accounts had it that the orcas had died along with the anomalous animal, but more verifiable reports indicate that the killer whales managed to swim away unharmed while the snowy white corpse of the creature floated lifelessly to the surface.
Oh,
the
they
whales,
fucked it.
the whales won.
They won.
fucked it.
So he had sweet lobster whips, but
Look, man, if it's
Two
two
whales.
if it's 2-on-1,
and fucking killer whales are no joke.
That's
I mean,
why
you
they're called
didn't know.
killer whales.
I
Yeah.
don't-
They're the
donated-
deadliest fish in the
I
ocean, according to
donated to
Mark.
that dude's cause,
Yeah, they're not bully
man.
whales.
Yeah, I donated
Or
to that dude's
jerk
cause because
whales.
I felt terrible for bringing my son there. I still feel terrible about it. I'm
So
a
how
piece-
do you feel
I'm
about them now
technically- I'm
that
a
they're
piece
fucking
of shit?
that they're Trunko murderers? Have you reevaluated?
I mean, survival is a thing that we have to reconcile with.
Wow,
I don't want to be
that's
the guy.
surprisingly deep. Well done.
Yeah,
well played.
exactly. I'm not there to judge,
Oh.
man. I just have to observe and feel sorrow when sorrow is needed.
I'm
but
surprised
also
there's-
lend a hand to my fellow mammals
You
and be
just
like, I'm
things that
sorry.
kill. You love things that
You
kill.
do.
Do love things that kill.
There you go.
You do. I'm surprised you didn't throw a deeper theory in there. I'm really
mean-
surprised.
You know, it's been a long week. I'm just trying to laugh with my buddies. I just can't get too deep right now. I can't.
Let's continue.
All right.
The onlookers likely thought that this incredible display of lethal cunning and physical prowess was over, now relegated to the memories of those who witnessed the event and those who would hear their tales. But in truth, the most fascinating aspect of Trunko's story had yet to transpire. The seminal event in the history of this unique cryptid would occur hours later when its curious carcass washed up on the very same beach that had been crowded with inquisitive viewers earlier in the day. Almost inconceivably, especially considering the hubbub surrounding the animal's demise, no biologist, naturalist, or anyone else involved in the sciences bothered to inspect this rare find.
So it's okay. So it's killed by 2 killer whales. It washes up, and everyone's just like, "Oh, there's a thing. What do we do?"
An incredible monster, unlike anything
There's
anyone has
nothing.
ever seen.
It's just a bunch of beach people, beach folk.
It's beach folk.
It's not beach
like
folk.
Priest Spicoli.
Behold,
Oh my
incredible
God.
beast. Anyway, it's lunchtime.
Perfect. In 1924, though, there weren't like surfers. There were professional
Flappers.
fishermen.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the farmers that
It was
lived
like
near the
women.
beach.
Women wore really weird bathing suits
And flappers,
And
of course.
yeah.
It was flappers.
like full-on bathing
Yeah, it
suits
was
with the like
weird.
swimming bonnet,
Yeah,
and they
that's-
danced the Charleston and looked at the
Yeah.
Trunko.
Yeah, and the guys
That's
had all the
exactly
weird,
how it
super
happened.
high shorts, and they're like, World War II hasn't happened yet.
they're using
And
dumbbells.
then-
Look, a beast. Look, an unknown beast.
See, this is why we gotta do the video, because you're cradling the beast is amazing.
It wasn't a cradle. It was like a diddle-a-doo.
No, it was getting ready to fend off the beast.
I know.
I thought you were cradling it. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God! How do you not know what fists do?
Maybe he was cradling. Fist's cradle.
How did you punch your children to sleep?
I know.
That's not how you
I would
cradle
not do
anything.
that.
You know, cradle thing like this.
For God's sake. I guess it's technically shaking a baby.
CPS, dial it now.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Holy shit.
Stop punching your kids.
My kids are going to listen to this one day and be like, Papa, you never punched us. I'll be like, I know,
But
I
then
wouldn't
you'll show
do
them what
that.
Chris did, and they'll be like, yeah, no, Dad's
Yeah,
just an
no,
idiot.
I'm glad you didn't do that.
Yeah, Dad's dumb.
Oh, my God. Scientists.
But he paid the bills.
Yes, he did.
That's right.
We're not fucking interested in this creature.
Dad was a fucking idiot, but he paid the bill.
Isn't that a father's business?
As long as they give me a high five,
Yeah.
we can go finish, watching whatever we got to
Your
watch.
kids
That's
love
fine.
you, and you never
Yeah.
punched them.
Ah, no, Jesus. Obviously. Christ.
May I continue?
Yes,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Trunko.
Nevertheless, the nevertheless is in response to the scientists not being interested. Nevertheless, curious locals did their best to make a tally of this mastodonic monster's massive proportions. The hulking cadaver rose nearly 5 feet off the sand, and its overall length was measured to be 47 feet. 10 of which consisted of its deadly lobster or prawn-like, depending on who the eyewitness was, tail. All of which was covered in a coat of fibrous, 8-inch long white hair.
So we got a weird, hairy prawn tail.
Like a
Weird.
prawn
Yeah.
and a lobster.
Huh. All right.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's just got like little,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You can't see this,
The
but like that.
termination of it is different.
Yeah, you
like
can't
the
see this
very
at
end
all,
of it is
but-
different, but it's essentially the same kind of segmented thing. Intriguing as its posterior and pelt may have been, what truly fascinated the witnesses was the creature's head, or apparent lack thereof. Its 5-foot-long, 14-inch wide pachyderm-like trunk seemed to just simply emerge from its torso. There was no indication of eyes or a mouth, but Balance, a farmer accustomed to working with livestock, noted that the tip of the appendage closely resembled the snout of a pig. So,
Okay, weird.
Well, that's
No
like
head.
an elephant trunk.
An elephant
It looks
trunk
like a
has the
fucking
same,
pig's
yeah.
very similar.
snout.
Agreed.
All right, it's a pig.
Despite Not over.
Fucking way to
All
go.
right, aqua pig.
It took nearly 100 years.
Aqua pig.
But Aqua Pig has it.
Moving on.
I believe this is the picture that you were talking about right there. Right?
That is-
That's one of them. Okay.
The pictures that no one knew about, and we're going to get to it later in the story, but you guys can look at it early. Were taken at the scene, but nobody knew about this until about 2010.
Okay. So
when
we
I
got
was
some new information.
When I was on Coast to Coast, they didn't exist.
Right. Right.
But we'll get to that
This
in a
is
moment.
not anything what I thought of in my mind.
Despite the local curiosity surrounding the thing's bloated body, by week's end, the putrefaction of the colossal carcass had become too much to bear. To that end, Balance and an intrepid group of men brought in a team of 32 oxen. That's a lot of fucking oxen.
32.
That's
32 oxen?
That's a lot.
How do you control that many
That's
oxen?
16 on each side.
What do you
man.
do with all those oxen?
Is that a minimum for like dousing oxen?
Yeah, seriously.
They brought in a team of 32 oxen
right.
to move the fetid mess back out to sea. Having underestimated Trunko's immense weight, the beasts of burden were unable to so much as budge the swiftly decaying mass of fur and flesh.
So this-
when 32 oxen aren't enough,
Wait.
it's just too heavy.
So
it's
yeah, but-
unbelievable.
So this thing just sat there rotting.
Rotting. Rotting.
How could it be that? I
Filthy.
mean,
Do you think someone like well, I guess they couldn't reenact it because it didn't happen yet. But I'm thinking it was like Hoth when like Han has to cut open the tongue.
You think
stuff
somebody
Luke
slept in the
inside.
Trunko?
You can't. Why not? You're
Well,
cold.
because it's South Africa
Cold
and it's never
night.
fucking cold.
why would you need to sleep in it?
Why not? I would. No, it wouldn't.
I assure
It
you.
looked comfortable.
It did look
It's like
comfortable.
all this fur.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bleh. And then you just climb inside. That is gross shit.
You cut it open, puke, get it over with. Get it over with.
You take a nap.
Sleep in
Crawl
it.
inside.
You take a nap.
I'm over it.
It is it's kind of interesting though that it obviously that's what would happen.
I mean,
would
you
just
get
sit
this
there
like
and rot.
you expect this beautiful salty sea air to come in, and you're used to smelling its
No,
like,
then you just smell
fragrance, and all of a sudden it's just
decaying
like
shit. Just
funk and
gross.
shit.
Oh, you know. Oh, you're mad. You're mad. All right.
Not
Oxen fail.
All right. The oxen can't
Lots,
move.
like
The
30
ox-
oxen.
Yeah, it's so many.
The oxen can't
Okay,
move.
okay.
All right.
Where
fine.
man was unsuccessful, however, nature prevailed, and on the evening of the 10th
Oh.
day, the tide stole back its precious evidence, and in Dr. Schuker's words, the chance to investigate one of the most astonishing zoological secrets of the sea was lost forever.
I know this is like out there, but I kind of thought maybe they're going to try to like blow it up.
Oh, could you imagine?
Because haven't
But
they
that
done
always-
that with like
yeah,
whales
they've done,
and
it,
shit?
they've done it with
They've
whales,
done-
but
yeah.
that's an epic fail because that just
Yeah.
spreads the stink.
But
Yeah.
every time it
Yeah.
happens, it's kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a
Blown up
dead whale
whales?
carcass and they blow it up, or actually most don't they blow up from like the own gases inside of them?
Oh, yeah, they do.
yeah.
They get bloated.
It's kind of fun. And
Well,
it's not,
they're a horrible dead flesh balloon that has its own decaying
but it just
rot
covers
gas.
it just covers everyone in gunk.
Well, don't stand near the
And then
bloated
everyone's
dead
like,
whale.
"Ooh," everyone's all bummed out. Their day's ruined. Like, I smell like a fucking dead
Day.
whale.
He's like picturing like a Monty Python skit.
I totally
It's
am.
funny, right? Like it might just me.
Good. Like, I don't know. I like it.
Oh,
like,
I don't know, man. I don't
I
think
mean,
I'd ever be
I
the
think
same
it's kind of
again.
funny. So, all right, well, sadly the oxen couldn't do it, but you know what? The sea took back what was rightfully hers.
Or so some say. There's an alternate theory.
Oh no, did a Trunko
Okay.
come and save a Trunko?
Oh my God, that would be so
Is there
nice.
like Trunko CPR?
Give me a moment.
Thank you.
That having been said, there are some crypto chroniclers, perhaps of dubious attrition, who assert that Trunko's corpse had not been washed out to sea, but that the unconscious creature merely reawakened and swam back into the briny depths to nurse its wounds and never be seen again.
So Trunko was like He was
He was faking it.
He was stuck for a while, then it's like, oh yeah, fuck this shit.
yeah, like
Out of here.
he was stuck on land.
And one of the
and
great
then
things,
he woke up and was like, "Fuck you guys," and just went back into the
it just
water. Like what the
fucking
fuck?
waddled back with
Yeah.
no fins, by the way. Not a fucking fin to be found.
Imagine though being one of the oxen guys. You're like, shit, we can't move this thing. All of a sudden, and the thing fucking wakes up. You're like, oh. shit. Get the oxen away! Move the oxen!
Get the oxen
get
away.
the fucking
Say
oxen!
oxen.
I'm trying to say
as
oxen.
much as possible.
Get the oxen
Would
away.
you please deal with the oxen? Why are the oxen in danger's way?
Listen, humans,
too
when
many
there's danger,
oxen.
give no fuck about oxen.
No, never.
If that thing was
Fuck
going to
the
be
oxen.
flapping around, they wouldn't be like, dear sir, please get the oxen away.
Yeah, you'd be like,
By
fuck
the way,
the oxen!
perfect South African
Yeah.
accent.
no, nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Booyah.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Master of accents.
Afrikaans.
Of accent.
No, I'd be like getting the fuck out.
Right. No one would care about the oxen. I mean, Trunko
Well,
would
you
probably.
did.
Well, because I love all of God's creatures,
right.
well, lied.
both big and small.
Such bullshit.
Totally. Yeah,
Totes.
no, I know it's terrible. I'm not a good person. But I mean, if Trunko maybe had a couple oxens for a snack, would fault him. You know why? Nature.
All of this would be great if that's the way it happened. But
Shit.
it didn't.
Okay.
Some surmise that it waddled away in the secret darkness of night where it was never seen again. Most people realize it was washed out by the fucking sea.
It was a sneaky exit where like he's like, it's dark.
And it would just have to roll back and forth. Like,
Just
say,
a
no flip.
slow little.
Its little prawn tail
Yeah.
pushing it.
But doing it like real slow, like no one can see me. It's like, doo, doo.
Everyone thinks I'm dead. I'm going to play it like this.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to fall off the radar. No one's going to know.
Maybe if I keep saying I'm dead while I'm slowly
Nothing
moving.
to see.
Nothing.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm still dead.
I'm gonna eat all your oxen. I'm gonna eat all your fucking oxen.
Oh, my God.
What?
And your children.
It doesn't even
I'm
have
gonna
a
eat
fucking
all-
mouth.
Bring me your
Dude,
children.
it's a
I'll
trunk
eat it.
and a lobster tail and some hair.
It must have a
That's
mouth to
pretty
eat
much
with.
it.
I'm
Do
assuming.
you think?
Maybe, dude. What if it uses the old trunk as like a? And then it
like
sucks
a
all the shit
proboscis
out
or
of
like
you.
a mosquito exsanguinating fucking
Dude,
needle.
that thing fucking hits
Well,
you
I mean,
and
there
sucks
could be
all
the mouth
shit out of
like
you.
like an elephant, like underneath.
Some
like
people
the
suggest
trunk.
that it might have just had a little tiny face, little tiny
Oh,
face beneath the
face
trunk,
that you couldn't
and then they
see.
just didn't happen to see it. So it had like a little Pokemon, like two
It's
little
a
black
Pokemon,
eyes,
yeah.
a little tiny
Yeah.
mouth, right around the trunk, but it was covered in fur and no one saw it. That's speculation.
This is a missed opportunity for mankind.
Absolutely.
It truly is.
Well, it's been established. But when people thought it was never seen again, they were wrong. Because that was until, and they really, well, all right, no, I'm not going to say that. That was a lie. It was never seen again.
No, that's staying in there.
You're
No,
staying
I
in
know,
there.
I
It
agree.
has to.
But I'm saying it was seen again, but not in the flesh. That was until, never seen again, until September 6th, 2010, when Dr. Schuker wrote an article on his blog, Schuker Nature, titled "Behold Trunko!" 2 times, in which he revealed that Marcus Hemmler, a German correspondent, I don't know anything more than that, had discovered a genuine photograph of Trunko taken by the Johannesburg correspondent and photographer A.C. Jones, whose articles on this unusual entity have been published in the Rand Daily Mail and in the Wide World magazine, both in July of 1925. Additional photos have also emerged over the years.
Okay.
So no one knew that there were actual pictures. You guys looked at some earlier.
Yep.
And this is what they're referred to. It looks like a hot, wet mess, basically.
Yeah,
like a
that's
white, furry,
not-
sloppy
It looks
thing.
like a dead whale.
And it's technically what a lot of people would call a globster, which is just we talked about it earlier. Again, what did we talk about earlier? Is that cut out? No, I don't know what to say.
I think it's going to be in the back.
Okay.
So you can just describe a globster.
It's technically what you called a globster, which is just a shit bag mess that could be an octopus, it could be a dead whale, it could be a shark, and it's a lot of collagen and fibrous fuck-alls and whatever, almost all of which can be prosaically explained away as a decayed carcass of a known animal.
Yeah.
But, and well, I'll get to it in a second. If the testimony is to be believed, it goes beyond. But I'll continue here. While Dr. Schuker's opinion of the creature's origins now err on the pragmatic side of the cryptozoological coin, suggesting that the carcass may be a dead whale, like you guys proposed, and that the hair might actually be the fibrous connective tissue that became exposed during decomposition, he does concede that if the eyewitness testimony is accurate, then Trunko becomes a truly unknown animal. And this is what he said. However, if Balance's testimony is to be believed, Trunko bore its snowy white fur while it was still very much alive, battling the whales. If that is true, then clearly its fur cannot be explained away as exposed connective fibers. Moreover, it also suggests that Trunko was mammalian, albeit wholly unlike any mammal previously recorded by science. And that's the key. If this thing is what you, Balance, and the other unknown witnesses said it was, while it was at sea, then it's not just the decaying mass. It is legitimately inexplicably hairy. Inexplicably, excuse me, because sea lions and seals and walruses, other things that have hair, are not exclusively ocean-bound. They spend a good deal of time on land. But Trunko, and this is not me proposing, this is Schuker, and this is other people that have worked on the case, this thing had no flippers, so it couldn't have conveniently gone on land to breathe. It really would have probably collapsed under its own weight and suffocated. So this thing has to be completely marine. But then again, so are dolphins. And they managed to do it.
But those pictures of that much hair shouldn't be something that's...
No, that's shaggy. That's where people came up with the polar bear analogy.
Unless that is just decaying connective tissue.
If that's the case, then that also means that the eyewitnesses fabricated it. And if you just found a mass of shit washed up, why would... Granted, I know it's disturbing that only you, Balance, is the only acknowledged eyewitness. But why would so many people go out of their way to be like, you know, there's a big battle out at sea and it's jumping 20 feet in the air and it's face slapping these orca with its lobster tail? Why would they say that if all it was just a cruddy corpse that, you know, washed up and stank for a while?
Yeah, why make the fight?
Yeah,
exactly. Why have the fucking heavyweight bow? You know, well, unless maybe there was some sort of, you know, raucous, I guess, in the ocean, and maybe it was just three whales fighting. Could be.
But the third whale being a lobster-tailed, trunk-having, headless, hair-covered, unrecognizable whale.
Albino whale? I don't know. Is that a thing?
Does that? Well,
Does that
I'm
happen?
sure albinism happens in almost all mammals, but really, how does that explain all the rest?
It doesn't
the,
at
the
all.
great albino trunked lobster tail
Yeah, totally.
fur-bearing whale.
Yeah, no, look, I'm on Trunko's side,
Yeah.
man. I'm just saying, skeptically speaking. But Robert, please continue.
Okay. Schuker also suggests that the creature's lack of a head may be explicable. Then there's the equally odd matter of its trunk and its supposed headlessness. Unless the head were so small that it imperceptibly grated into the trunk, which we just talked about, how can Trunko's acephalous, what a great word, condition be explained? The most reasonable solution is that the trunk was actually a neck from which the head had become detached following the creature's death.
Oh, I didn't
so
think
sort
about
of like
that.
a plesiosaur-like thing.
Oh, yeah,
where
yeah,
So it's a
yeah.
neck and it got decapitated.
The end of it's a weensy face.
Weed's face. Like it's not even, so you have a different theory altogether. It's not even like it's
a
head
tiny
got cut off. It's
face.
just,
Where you think the snout would be isn't. That's the face.
oh, that's weird.
Yeah, but I was hoping
Some
that.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but some Loch Ness monster descriptions say that the neck tapers off into a head that is either equal in size to the neck or smaller. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't get big like the classic
Right,
plesiosaur
right, a
version.
little bit
It's
bigger.
just this little tiny nubbins.
Yeah.
With eyes and teeth.
I can't live with a face that small on an animal.
You might have to.
I can't.
Science does what science will. Evolution isn't your bitch.
Faces.
You're its.
Faces are important.
I know.
Yep. Okay.
But if it's a tiny
know what
face,
that means.
it's not. I don't know either. I was just going with it. But it could still be.
No,
a tiny
now I'm talking
face.
about him. I'm just like,
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. If anyone came around without a face, I would try not to be judgy, but I would be completely
You see an
horrified.
animal without a face, you'd scream and point.
Oh my! Could you imagine just a deer walks up, no face?
Yeah, it's like.
Just the neck tapers
start-
into
yeah.
like a nub of nothing with antlers.
Then I know I slipped into Silent Hill.
Yeah,
Always.
That's true. That's
All right,
true.
so
all right,
it's-
so
it's
could be decapitated.
It's got
tiny
a
face.
tiny little face by the base of the trunk.
Right.
It's got a tiny little face at the end of its trunk.
Yeah.
A la Chris.
Right.
Yeah.
Either the trunk is the neck and
Right.
the face is on where the snout would be,
Right.
or the face is just weensy at the base of the trunk.
Okay.
And the trunk is actually a trunk.
All right. Yeah.
These are all valid theories.
Okay.
Or it's some weird deep sea dwelling thing that has lost its eyes, like some salamanders and fish do, like cave fish, where they no longer need their eyes. Though that doesn't make any sense because
Yeah. The only thing that's throwing me off is the amount of supposed hair.
It's a lot of hair
8-inch
for
long
if it's
and
actually
fibrous,
hair.
almost like you think of it as like latexy or
Yeah.
like the shit inside of like fish bone, like
Right.
almost
Yeah.
tough.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
hard, but they called it hair.
Okay. All
So
right.
we're just
all right.
reporting here.
All right.
Okay. Intriguing as the supposition is, if one takes Balance's report at face value, the appendage was a trunk ending in a pig-like proboscis, and as strange as it may seem, tales of lobster-tailed, elephant-trunked marine varmints do not begin and end with Trunko. Little left field twist here.
We've got more.
Yes, we do.
More Trunkos.
For centuries, Indians have told legends of aquatic pachyderms, a sort of mermaid version of the elephant known as Makara. Now, they don't necessarily have long white hair or headless. These are just literally like mermaid elephants.
Okay, cool.
Like flippers, whatever.
Sweet.
While the Makara are the stuff of myth, some theorists have proposed that, much like the modern whale, ancient elephants may have migrated back into the sea, exchanging feet for flippers with a perfect natural snorkel built in. Gambians have also reported spying what they refer to as sea elephants in the Indian Ocean. So both sides, the Indian side and the African side, are seeing this.
Interesting.
But the evidence of this strange species is more than mere lore. On March 19th, 1883, the New Zealand Times reported that the primarily skeletal remains of yet another mammoth aquatic anomaly had been discovered on the coast of Queensland, Australia. The carcass was measured to be roughly 40 feet in length and was notable for several physical traits, not the least of which was a pair of gigantic hip bones. The article stated that the mysterious remains had been removed to Rockhampton, Queensland, for further study and described the creature's most distinguishing characteristic thusly. There are the remains of what must have been an enormous snout, 8 feet long, in which respiratory passages are yet traceable. Interesting.
All right.
Researchers have noted that the remains could not have been those of a beached whale because the hip bones of modern cetaceans are only vestigial structures, even in a 50-foot sperm whale. These bones are nothing more than detached atrophied 12-inch relics, which have long since betrayed their former usefulness.
We're talking about like land whales here.
No.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Is that
No.
where is that why the hip bones are all like not?
Well, I mean, whales were land animals that migrated back to the sea.
right, weird legs.
You know
yeah,
that, right?
Yeah, I do.
They look
you told me
nothing
this.
like modern whales.
Okay.
They were fucked up. They looked like kind of like crazy aqua dogs. Just strange.
Cool.
There's documentaries on YouTube and wherever
Yeah, you can
fine
kinda
documentaries are found.
Google. You can
Yeah.
follow the tree
Well, I'm
species.
gonna do that tonight.
And I recommend to
I'm
all
gonna
our
learn
listeners.
about land whales.
Dude, biology.
The assumption here is alternatively, or not even alternatively, but similarly, that maybe some ancient subspecies of mastodon, mammoth, pachyderm migrated back into the sea and
Okay.
maybe evolved to be just tiny headed, because why would you wouldn't need like big flappy ears and all the accoutrement that elephants use to cool themselves when they're walking the savannah.
Right.
You would become a creature that would become acclimatized to very cold water.
Totally. Yeah. Land whales. I get it.
And this thing had huge hip bones for whatever reason. Whales don't have that.
Sweet.
Okay. Months later, it continues. On September 15th, 1883, so just literally like the same year, Australia's Adelaide Observer reported that a native to the region, known only as Mr. Hode, claimed to have found the remains of a strange animal lying on the banks of Brungle Creek in New South Wales. According to Hode, the animal was approximately 30 feet in length, with no apparent head and an elephantine trunk. Again, uncanny.
The trunk.
As if that weren't coincidental enough, he also reported that the creature had a curved appendage which resembled the tail of a lobster.
Oh shit! Trunko confirmed.
Baby Trunkos.
Well,
Baby Trunko,
you
yeah.
know, I
I mean, it's a
mean,
freshwater creek, I think. Maybe it connects to the ocean. I did some random Googling. I threw this together pretty quick. But my point is, I wonder if Trunkos maybe like salmon. I'm going to own where my research falters.
All right, okay.
Maybe they go up freshwater inlets. Make little baby Trunkos because it's only 30 feet long.
All right.
Little 10 baby
All right,
Trunkos.
so they're making Trunkos in the outlet.
Or maybe it was a dying Trunko that went upstream to
To die.
die,
An honorable death.
like an elephant burial ground, except it's
honorable
An
death.
honorable death upstream. Yeah.
Brungle Creek is where they go.
Oh, seppuku Trunko.
Oh no,
Dude, they just
Harry
go
Carey
like
McTrunko.
time to die into
Oh,
the
my
freshwater rivers to be
My
poked
time has
and-
come.
Poked and prodded by the children. Let them wear my trunk as a hat.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
like
and
one
then
of
the,
those Russian
the children beat the Trunko after it's dead to open it up for candy.
When
And
the
they put the hand-
children cry,
Yeah, no, they don't cry. They
God,
celebrate.
let
Fucking
them know
white
celebrate.
Trunko died.
They fucking
Oh no!
Sure fucking did.
wow, man! I
the-
want to see the kids.
golden larynx of
I just-
Uncle Rob.
I just
Oh,
imagine
white line meets Trunko.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh, the nightmare begins again.
White lion v Trunko. There you go.
This is something also might add a little bit of well, not evidence so much as an implication that it might have been younger. There are reports that this creature, the Brungle Creek one that Mr. Hode found, called I think it's called Hode's carcass or something like that,
Sweet.
having a coat of dark fur.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
maybe
his-
as it ages, it goes white.
the M Night twist.
Yeah, gets the old salt and pepper.
Maybe.
Yeah, there you
maybe
go.
there's albinism.
Yeah, it
maybe.
could be albinism,
Who
or just
knows?
when you get old, you
When
get
you
gray
get old,
hair.
you get the gray, the
Yeah.
white, the dead.
There you go. See,
The Gray, the White, the Dead.
the gray, the white, and the dead.
The
wow.
worst spaghetti western ever.
Oh no!
All
I
people-
want to see that.
Actually,
I know,
it might
can
be
you imagine?
kind of fun.
Oh my god,
It could be fun.
if you combined it with like a Hong Kong wizard movie.
No,
you know,
dude.
I was
gray
going to say
wizards, white
I need
wizards.
either the Chinese or the Japanese to make this.
Exactly.
Totally.
In a style of a Western, but also
100%.
Hong Kong
Yeah.
horror.
Oh, samurai Hong Kong horror western. Oh, I just chugged a
The
little.
Gray, the White, the Dead. Hopping vampires, gunslingers,
yeah.
spells.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop.
Copyright Kryptonaut Podcast 2019-2020.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, let's wrap this up. No less an authority on the mysteries of the world than Charles Fort himself was so astounded by the description of the beast that in his book Lo, L-O exclamation point, one of the foundational books of weird shit, which was published in 1931, he claimed that the creature must have been of extraterrestrial origin, stating, remains of a strange animal teleported to this earth from Mars or the moon, very likely, or not so likely, he was pretty cavalier, were found on a bank of a stream in Australia. Honestly, That's as good an explanation as any.
I mean, I like the idea.
Is it?
No,
But is
Charles
there-
Fort was always tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, but I mean, clearly,
Yeah,
is there any?
I'm gonna not.
I want
subscribe
there
to
to
that
be.
one.
A
I don't think it's extra.
Listen, just listen. If there's a Stargate.
Okay, Mark.
All right, listen. If there's a Stargate,
I'm listening.
on the moon, or
You're right.
Or hey, I'm not even done yet.
No, you're right. You're apparently right.
The moon or Mars, a Stargate.
Trunko's on the moon.
Yeah. All
Okay,
of a sudden,
I do like Stargates.
Okay, yeah. All of a sudden, Stargate opens up. Trunko comes through.
We know the moon is hollow. That's a fact. It rings like a bell when things hit it. I'm not
I
saying
think
it's full
you
of
mean
aliens.
alleged moon.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. I'll
just
give
gonna
you
drop
hollow,
that.
but I'm keeping that it's not real. It's a projection.
Just because I need to
That
finish,
makes no
I'm not going
sense.
there right now.
Anyway.
What if it's full of
Trunkos?
liquid ocean?
Oh, Trunko.
And that is where Trunkos fucking are born, live, and then they teleport to Earth. I don't know why. To feed,
via
to
a
die, to breed.
via a Stargate.
I think the moon is full of Trunkos, is what I'm trying to say.
This is why we went to war with
It's the
Iraq.
only thing that makes
not-
sense. Like, if we're talking, listen, if we're going to be
It's the
skeptical,
only thing that
and
makes sense.
scientific about this, if we're going to be legit
the
for a
only thing
change,
that makes sense.
a hollow, wet moon full of Trunkos is really the only explanation. I
Listen,
can
we went to war with
settle on.
Iraq
Oh,
over a
man.
Stargate, and you know what? We never recovered that Stargate.
Oh, I would
We-
love to think that
My
that's
God.
actually
we
what
need
happened.
to find that Stargate.
Where did you fucking hear this?
Don't worry about what
Oh, you do
weird
not
message
want-
board
you
I
don't
found
wanna
this.
source it, do
No,
you?
it wasn't Reddit. I don't care. People know
fair enough.
about
I
it.
know, I don't believe
so
it was.
what I think that possibly actually we're dealing
That would
with
be
here,
great,
obviously,
but-
I think everyone kind of is getting the hint here. It is a undiscovered species of some sort of mammoth, fucking crazy, I don't know, elephant, lobster, trunk, fish thing. Mammal.
Super.
It has hair. I mean, it
mammal
has hair. Yeah.
crustacean. I don't think it's a fish. Maybe it is a fish. Fuck. Who
I,
knows?
I like your idea though.
Generally,
of this.
fish don't have a hair.
Yeah, generally
No,
not,
I mean,
no.
ever. But yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
No, right.
Then
Ever.
again, or it could. I mean, obviously undiscovered because there's nothing like this ever popped up in any sort of record of any sort. But if you're talking something prehistoric,
Well, there's no thing like this in the fossil record. But who's to say?
but if it is prehistoric,
Are you just going to let that hang, or are you going to say something else?
No,
but if it is
no,
prehistoric,
because then I realized what I was saying doesn't really fucking matter because well, if it's post-historic, there you go.
all right. Listen,
Yeah, I said that.
It's not prehistoric. It's post-historic. That's why we don't know.
I actually love that logic.
See you
Like
next
that?
week.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Oceans are big.
Oh, totally.
Like stupid big. 70-something% of all livable environment on Earth is on and under the water. We
Yeah.
all know this. Shit lives there that we can't identify. If it's not fur, it makes no sense that it would be fur because I can't imagine that this is a mammal. Because if it was a mammal, it would be seen a lot more often, I would think. Even maybe our tiny
mean,
little
if they're-
trunk
if
comes
they're
up
that
like a
rare,
periscope
though.
and breathes.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Possibly.
Possible.
All right, so I don't know what it is, but if we're going with the assumption that it's a cryptid, oceans are big and vast, same word, and and a lot of shit can hide there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no.
that could be real. Now I'm going to throw a little skeptic pootie pie on this.
All right. Do it.
It's been suggested by some
Okay.
rat fucks that probably aren't rat fucks. I wish I could remember who.
Bring the rat fuckery.
It's somebody named Lance that fucking is really smart and wrote good stuff about it. He suggested, I don't agree with this,
Okay.
that sometimes whales are just dickholes and they like to play with the dead. So if there was an already decaying whale carcass on the ocean floating there and it had already been fucking collagenized and all fucked up,
They play with
these things could be punching it and fucking around and kicking it, and maybe to uninformed observers it would look like a battle. Now where I take umbrage with it is
Okay.
I don't think they could push it 20 feet in the air and make its super sweet lobster tail whip it in the face.
I don't know, man.
No, don't be so quick. I'm throwing it out there because we're a fair podcast.
Fair and balanced.
So if it was already dead and these killer
possible.
whales were just punch, fuck, I'm a dick. Killer whales are dicks. Let's be
Killer
honest.
whales
I mean, they shouldn't be incarcerated in marine lands, but they're douchebags.
Yeah.
Killer whales shouldn't play with dead things.
Oh my God.
Well, they're
Yeah.
kind of they're
Classic
like
exploitation
they're kind of
stuff.
like cats.
They are kind of like cats,
Yeah.
where
And-
they're
and
adorable and
cats do
awesome,
that,
and
yeah.
their cruelty is legendary.
Yeah, that's their deal.
And I love cats too, so I do love orcas. But it's been proposed, and
Okay.
and some people say yes, but where I really do, and I honestly do take umbrage with it, is like I say, I don't think something that heavy and that big, 47 feet, 32 oxen can't fucking budge it.
Oxen.
It's got the lobster tail in the trunk. It's got all of these things. If it was just a dead whale, it would not have manifested the things that kept a crowd of people, including you, Balance, riveted for 3 fucking hours. I don't believe that's true.
I don't, but now I got a little bit of doubt
so
now.
you're dropping the hollow moon
Why do you
just
have,
like
why do you
this.
have why do you have the doubt?
Because I'm thinking, like, if from a distance, if you're seeing these whales literally throw a carcass
You
around.
had binoculars. Thank you.
It's true, we did.
I don't know how far away it was,
Right.
though.
It's true.
Right,
But
no, that's skept.
if there's a whale throwing
but-
carcasses everywhere, I mean, there's a bigger issue
I
at
can see
play.
them pushing it, but knocking it even 5 or 10 feet out of the water just doesn't seem plausible to me.
well, I mean,
But they could. It's possible. Whales can,
You're saying that because really none of us know what is possible.
I want to think that like the whales like to play with dead shit.
Oh, no, that
it
part's-
sounds fun.
Yes, I'm not debating that. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is
It's their own,
whether or
like,
not they could do it with such vigor that would really make this other
It's like
thing
their own
appear anime.
It's
Sure.
like their own Stand By Me.
but depending on
I-
what
you-
what it's made of, who knows how? I mean, just because something is big doesn't mean it's as heavy as we think.
Except the 32 oxen confirm it's as heavy as we think.
Well, they're beat oxen.
So you're just gonna lay it on the
Are you
oxen?
gonna blame the
Shitbag,
oxen?
Skinny ass,
Yeah.
fuck all oxen.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Feed
Wow.
those fucking oxen.
You're so horny to be skeptical that you're fucking dissing oxen.
How do you know how much an oxen can pull? One oxen.
They're big and strong.
Rob, that.
All right,
how
Google
much
it.
can
Somebody
an,
please-
how
somebody-
much can an oxen pull?
An average oxen, how much can it pull? Multiply by 32. Will you please do the math on your phone, Mark?
Yeah.
Do we have
No,
to?
I
we
demand
need
this.
to consult Chuck Quilty.
No, I need you to do this right now.
Yeah. How much
I
can
don't
an
have time
oxen
to wait
pull
for
if an
Chuck.
oxen could
Could pull
pull
Trunko.
lobster?
Quick to go with the Gloucester, aren't we? I mean,
It very
is.
well could be
It
a-
fucking is.
we just
it's a
had
shitty
this-
mess of whatever.
Yeah,
I know
we just
that.
had this talk about a fucking macro fucking
We did.
organism type.
I agree. But
Fucking
I have.
deal.
But listen, I know I'm biased.
Which
and
I
know
don't think it's that, but-
I have a huge personal attachment to this thing, and I know I desperately want a plushy version of it because holy fuck.
We found a really cute sticker.
Of Trunko?
Yeah, we really
Oh,
did. Yeah,
there is a lot of great pictures online. Mine is solid. Other people have done brilliant versions of it.
Oxen can carry a lot of weight.
That's not
Carry
helping me.
isn't pull.
but that's the same difference.
Not.
I just don't want to.
Not.
You really can't just
No,
Google
I'm
average
figuring it
oxen
out. God.
pull strength.
But then again, there's friction, there's sand.
All right, sand, yes, that's a problem.
'Cause
It's
a human
easier-
can pull a
It's
truck.
easier, you're right, for the whales to move shit
Come on
in the
now.
water than
Come
it
on
would be
now.
for oxen and sand. I'm granting you.
Come on now. Come on now. How much can an oxen pull on a beach? Look, Google that, bitch.
Mid-October 1924.
1924.
What was the gravity in South Africa in 1924?
Yeah. Are
Pre-Hitlerian.
flappers involved?
is there?
So let us all just fucking agree
You don't know.
that there is some wiggle room for both skepticism and a hope for the unknown.
I think maybe we're all are agreeing that we're dealing with some sort of unidentified sea creature.
What really,
I really think we are. I think Chris agrees too.
I definitely think, I'll admit, I definitely want to believe that. But what lends credibility to me legitimately is, Hode's monster or whatever it's called. We have articles on it on Cryptopia. The Queensland carcass. The fact that
Yeah.
there are different things. I mean, yes, it's interesting that there's Gambian sea elephants and legends of Makara from the Indian side of the Indian Ocean, and that implies that maybe there is some sort of aquatic pachyderm, but lobster-tailed, headless, trunk-having things being
Right.
found in New Zealand and Australia. It's a distance away, but it's not that far from South Africa. To me, that kind of corroboration at least lends credibility
well,
to
yeah,
what?
having
to
other
the
ones.
existence of an unknown species rather than
Well,
simply
that's what we were
decomposed
saying.
whale.
Yeah, having other ones
Yeah.
pop up. You're like, okay, this clearly could be something, which is pretty interesting.
No,
honestly.
100%. There's nothing to that says that this should be extraterrestrial.
No.
Or
Interdimensional. It's not an ultra-terrestrial.
your
For one
love
time.
of ultra-terrestrials.
Oh, this is not. It's not a tulpa.
It's tricking to think it was dead, and that sneakily hopped into the sea.
Hey, wow, really?
Yeah, no,
All
that's
the-
you. That's
no,
Mark. Hey,
it's
look,
not-
I'm Mark today.
Oh, Wow.
It was pretty spot on, in all
Wow.
fairness.
All the hate for ultra-terrestrials. Wow. Don't fuck with them, man. They're trickster guys.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
I
Old school
don't
trickster
like them,
gods.
I'm fighting him.
but I'm not saying I think they don't exist. I'm with Chris. We've been waging an anti-ultra-terrestrial campaign since day one with this
And you
pod.
know what? I think I think that with our war with the ultra-terrestrials, we need Trunko on our side.
Absolutely.
Well, it's dead.
Part of the Marine Division. Oh,
Yeah, but not all
shit.
of them. I mean, all of them that have been found.
It can be part of our
You
Marine.
But when they're
You're
not
right.
dead, they're real stealthy.
Yeah, they're
man.
wicked
Like
when they're not dead.
super
Yeah, totally.
stealthy.
Yeah, when they don't get their asses kicked by 2 fucking whales, they're fine.
You know, it was an old one. As we established, the dark-haired
Oh.
youth, well, that was dead too.
We didn't
But
establish
that
the,
either.
the
dead,
white-haired, I'm assuming ancient Trunko, they lived to be about 1,800 years old.
Okay, cool.
In my estimation,
Solid.
Or just
it was dying.
Or
and you know
just
what?
8.
Or 8. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Trunko
Yeah.
years are
1,008 or
different. We can't
8.
measure Trunko years. And these hungry bastard whales were fucking around with
Fucked
this
it.
8-year-old ancient Trunko. And he still
Not
gave him a
fucked
good
it, but
tail whipping.
no, you're right.
No, listen, Trunko put up a fight. 2 killer whales.
I hope.
I mean, he died. It died.
I probably didn't put up a fight.
They probably did. No.
What can it do? It's
What's
a
it
trunk
gonna-
and just a
fucking
fucking.
tail. It's just its ass
It's
Eyewitnesses
just
cheek.
all the blows and it's dead.
attest 20 feet up, a whip of the lobster tail. You Van Damned him earlier. You
Yeah, but,
ordained
dude,
him.
the whales
such.
are in the water as soon as you
I didn't
land.
mean
The
combat
whales are just
wise.
gonna
I
crush
just
you.
meant like.
Yeah.
Don't rescind your Van Dam. Don't do that.
No, I'm not
You're better
rescinding
than
it.
that.
I
mean,
didn't.
how
I didn't
does-
mean in
You're
combat though.
better than that.
If Trunko jumps 20 feet
I'm not,
in the
though.
air, so
I'm not better than that.
is the whale doing like a free willy? That's how it gets hit? Because wouldn't the whale just be in the water?
well, all right. Dig this.
I don't want to like
It's
UFC
20
this,
feet in
but
the air.
Dig if you
It's
will,
doing
a picture.
Trunko and a whale in the kiss.
all right, you know what? We gave our theories. We know what this thing
we gotta
is.
stop.
Trunko backflips and whips the whale in the face as it comes down. Boom.
All right, fine. Thank you all so very much for joining us for the Kryptonaut
man.
Podcast. Patreon.com/Kryptonaut
Trunko.
Podcast. I'm not sure why anyone even donates
Prince.
to us, but thank you
don't
so
know.
much.
I fucking love Trunko so much. I love our fans.
Trunko rules.
But I really fucking
I don't
love
even know
this
what it
cricket.
is.
No,
It's
thank
so
you.
goddamn stupid.
It
That's
is.
why I love
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's
no, it
great.
is.
It really is. It's so fucking dumb. I love him so much.
This is one of those stories.
I don't know.
This is one of those stories that I
True.
always loved about researching, especially with for the AmericanMonsters.com.
No, when we built this website,
Well,
this
you-
is the kind of
this
shit
was
that we
the-
fell in
yeah,
love
this
with.
was one of the-
weird,
Yeah.
Bernard Hugelmans wrote
Yeah,
about it in The
totally.
Wake of Sea Serpents. Like, it's been out there forever, and that's the shit we were attracted to from word go.
Totally.
Just the weirdness.
So old school, classic
Love
OG Trunko. Follow us on the social medias, the Instas, the Twitters, the Facebooks. Keep those messages coming. We love getting all the comments on there. Facebook, we got the Facebook group as mentioned in the beginning of the episode. Centaurs, how many dicks do they have? We don't know.
We don't.
And what kind of dicks do they have? We don't know. But check it out there. There's answers.
kind of dicks?
They got a lot of answers for the whole centaur dick
I
thing.
love the fact that people care enough to speculate.
HellerSpace.com. We got some T-shirts and stuff there. Thank you all to everyone who purchased recently.
Oh, that's right. And
all
Christmas
the-
is coming up.
All
What?
smash.
all the recent purchases for Christmas and Black Friday stuff.
Exactly.
Thank you all so very
Treat
much
yourself,
for that.
Treat your friends. And
Exactly.
thank you really so much for the support.
So that's it. There you have it. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll be talking to you soon.
A big wet moon.
A big wet moon.
Full of Trunkos.
Oh,
it's a wet
It is,
moon.
it's a
full of
goddamn goldfish bowl
moon.
Yeah.
surrounded by rocking craters.
You mean if it was real? Then
No,
yeah.
that's where they pork. That's where they make babies.
No, there's no
they
real-
come
there's
to
no
Earth
moon.
to live and do
When you
whatever.
accept that there
How do
really
they come?
isn't
Oh,
a moon.
the Stargate. All right.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, they have the
all
Stargate.
right.
It's a teleportation.
Well, that's
thing.
the only
And
way.
By the way,
How to get to
the
the Earth.
tides, a full fucking moon,
Whatever.
werewolves.
Tides.
Moons are fucking real on all planets that have moons.
Is it a mutant werewolf?
Oh.
Did a werewolf bite an elephant who bit a whale?
Oh,
It fell in the sea?
Oh, see.
All right, no,
Just
there's a werewolf on a cruise ship that has circus animals. This is like the 1910s,
Circus animals.
and they had to listen. When
Oh,
you're getting
I know where
circus
it's going.
animals
Okay,
from
I'm like,
Africa,
what? Okay, so the
werewolf
elephant.
is fucking cornered. It's kind of like the old Kolchak the Night Stalker episode.
Yeah, it's like,
bites
what
the
do I
elephant.
do?
Elephant fucking wolfs out.
All right.
Werefant. Fucking goes on a rampage, kills most of the people on the boat. It becomes a Mary Celeste situation.
Okay,
that
yeah, but why is
believes
it a
that.
worm?
Falls off into the fucking sea.
Why is it a
But it can't
planaria?
die. It can't drown. Why? Because it's a fucking pachyderm, finds a fucking whale. The rest is history.
It
Wait.
bites the whale.
It bites the whale.
Did it
so
bite
it
the- did
becomes
it-
a were-elephant whale. A whale-elephant.
Did it bite?
A were-elephant.
Werelephant.
Did it bite the whale or fuck it?
Oh my God, you fucking scumbag.
See what a dickhead he is?
Wow.
Why are we friends?
Family friendly.
Why are we friends?
I don't even know.
Oh God! You
Pot
know what?
over.
Thank y'all. The moon's not real. See you later.
Bye.
Son of a bitch.
It's real. Shut up and bye. You could just say like an incredible event or something.
Yeah.
Something event.
And this,
Yep, you're
this
right. That's what I'll do.
enigmatic massacre.
I'm going to go with Chris.
How dare you? Why would you give me that look? How
right.
dare you?
Enigmatic mess.
An enigmatic
It
massacre
works.
of epic proportions.
I know words. I don't use them
Monster
right.
truck.
No one's saying
Yeah.
I know.
Trunko. The War Memorial.
Mozilla. Tulpas.
He's gonna set your dicks on fire, centaurs.
Undefeatables. Tulpas.
They really are, too.
Did you say undefeatable?
They're what you imagine. Freddy Krueger, Santa Claus. Fuck up.
That's what I'm saying.
Christmas is done.
The hollow world. It just comes out. I don't even know what that means. But
ultra terrestrial.
ultra terrestrial. Okay.
Good Lord in heaven.
Christ.
All right, here we go.
I can't breathe.
Oh,
okay.
shit. No, I forgot what Chris said.
I'm
Hold
hurt,
on.
too.
Okay, I got it.
All right, here we go. Ready?
I thought you just,
All right,
we were
hold
just
on.
talking about
Save this for the
lobsters.
globster section.
It's just a picture. It says globster. I'm look at the word globster. It doesn't describe. It's just a picture.
No, I'll tell you. A globster is an unidentified mass that washes up on a beach.
All right, well, save it. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I fucked up.
It was just no. It's just a funny word. I'm like,
Snout of a bear.
it's just a funny word. I'm like,
Sea pig. You never heard lobster before? Well, why would you?
no.
It's a sea pig.
I don't believe in what we talk about.
Make sure that stays in.
No, it's-
Make sure you put that in the end.
Well, how am I
Put
gonna?
it in the end.
How am I
Oh
gonna
my God.
possibly fit
I want
that
that
in
sound
there?
bite. I don't believe in what we're talking about.
How
I
am I
want that
gonna
in the end.
possibly fit that in?
I want that in the end. Just put it in the end. We'll cut it together. It'll
Also,
be fine.
even though this will probably be cut out, I totally want a globster greater than sea pig T-shirt. Open air sewer scum
Oh,
and blah.
God.
It almost sounds like a luck dragon.
You know,
it does,
a
yeah.
headless fucking never-ending story luck dragon.
Yeah. Oh, somebody killed it and cut its fucking head off
my
and then
God.
climbed inside of it.
Was it Atreyu?
It was.
Did he betray
Dude,
his dearest
I'll
friend?
betray you.
Oh God! Why
That was so beautifully obvious.
I know. I just thought about it. I'm like, oh, there it is.
I can't even do
Jesus
this anymore.
Christ!
Oh,
Patreon.com/Kryptonite Podcast.
See you next
Oh,
week.
thank you to everyone that supports us. I don't know why you do, but thank you. Oh my God!
Yeah,
that's
no, it's
amazing.
over.
oh my God.
Where do we go from here? Where do
Why-
we go?
We peaked just now.
Betray.
Plus, by the way, simple black and white T-shirt. It needs to have a
betray you.
That's so fucking dumb. Oh man.
This is why. This is why. This is the reason why. Oh my God.
And just on the back in simple lettering, safe Trunko.
Trunko.
That would be the shirt I would wear every day.
Oh my God. Totally.
I cannot breathe.
I know. No, I'm.
All right, we're going to get
my
on
head
point.
hurts.
Sometimes
Everything
people
hurts.
get mad when we're not on point, and fuck them. But
You know, fuck you and your 1-star iTunes review. Fuck you. How about that? All right, go live your boring fucking mundane life. Let us laugh.